Tonight, several states are recovering from the wrath of Hurricane Helene. In Florida, residents of hard-hit Cedar Key are coping with the aftermath of devastating floods. The storm tore a path of destruction from the Florida Panhandle to Georgia and North Carolina, claiming 42 lives. In Asheville, North Carolina, a roof floats by in floodwaters. Heavy rain soaked the city in the mountains, blocking roads and triggering concerns about landslides. Floodwaters rushed out of the floodgates to ease pressure on lakes near Charlotte. And in Tampa, a man documented the flooding of his home on TikTok. He says storm surge waters reached about 4.5 feet. He told followers that he would use that purple kayak to escape if things got any worse. Well, Helene is no longer a tropical system, but millions of people now are left to assess its damage as relief efforts kick into high gear. And in one Florida community, it is deja vu all over again. Helene is the third hurricane to hit there in the past 13 months. CBS News Miami's Naja Sherman has more on how the people in Perry are rallying around each other once more.
Walking through neighborhoods in Perry, we see a lot of situations like this. Power lines down, massive trees uprooted. But despite the extent of the damage, people in this community tell me they feel fortunate. It could have been so much worse. Alan Hall returned to his home in Perry after evacuating before Hurricane Helene. As he cleaned up debris, he told me the worst part was not knowing if he would have a home to return to.
It was rough. It's been rough for the last few days because like I said, we went through Idalia 13 months ago, and it was a rough cleanup for our community. And this year, this storm did a good job on us again.
But in this difficult time, neighbors were helping neighbors.
And what this does do is it builds our community. It doesn't seem like it at times, but the devastation brings us together.
The Salvation Army set up a base camp. They brought in feeding trucks for the community and water. Volunteers will be able to provide thousands of meals per day to people who are struggling after Helene's wrath.
I was just out with one of our teams and talking to people who were coming by, and I had one lady just break down crying because this is the third one in a little over a year, and so we're very, very cognizant of that and doing our best to just provide help and hope and sometimes just a hug, whatever we can for these people who have been through so much.
The worst of the damage is about 20 minutes away at Keaton Beach. People in this community tell me their heart goes out to their neighbors. In Perry, Naja Sherman, CBS News, Miami.